Good morning. It is March the 1st today. Excuse me. So we're moving on. I unfortunately came down with a cold. Really, really yucky the last 2 days with this cold. And so therefore, my voice sounds a little, well, coldish. In our studies, one of the things they said about colds was mental confusion, interestingly enough. Um, I think I picked up some of the mental confusion from what's happening out in the world right now. I don't like a lot of what I'm hearing. So it could have been that. Or it could have just been I was upset about something that I'm not aware I was. I'm reading a book that's really triggering my being homesick for my country and my family. And that's very unusual. So that could be that too. But colds always have a beginning, and then they come full blown, and then they become an ending. On Wednesday, I did a talk, and part of it was based on having an email from a good person that regularly emails me that was very angry. And I got thinking about that, and I'm not sure on Wednesday that I explained myself as well as I would like to have, because that happens. Because I don't have notes, I just talk. Now, one of the things I was talking about is that we have mental and we have emotional. And what happens, we want to balance between those two. We want to balance between the mind and the feelings. But if one takes over the other, which often it doesn't in our society, the mental is much more appreciated than the emotional. But also, we have another, it's always three. Three is the creative energy, and that is your faith. What do you have faith in? What do you believe? Do you believe there's a higher power, as I do? I call it the love source if you've listened to me at all. So I just wanted to go and read a couple of things and show you a couple of things. One of them was one of my God Insight cards that I happened to pick up regarding something else, but I really like the words of this, so I've had it sitting on my computer. So it says this: how would you feel if you really knew deep, deep in your heart that it's all okay, that it's all working out, and that God is always with you? Now, different people have different names for God. I call it the love source because in my journey, I got to experience that love source and took it inside me and knew how it felt. And I use the word God a lot just because it means that which is bigger than us, from that energy that is all around us, whatever. So I was sitting here and I just said, okay, let me get a symbol from my tarot deck that sort of speaks to today. And this is the one that came up. The Nine of Pentacles, where everything is secure. You're in a place where everything is there. It's all secure. Everything is just fine. So again, talking about how everything is, but I really want us to concentrate on this morning, because Sunday is traditionally being the spiritual day, is recognizing that we're not alone. And that when you have a thought, it is going to sort of a bank, you might say, that's creating your path, your vibration, your awareness, all of that, where it's heading, where it's going, what it's doing. So the mind, yes, it's like it's if you ever had a boat and you're steering, it's that you steer. Well, you steer by how you think. Thinking creates your vibration. Now the emotion behind the thinking, whether it's peaceful or peaceful thoughts can be very strong too, but a lot of people think it's the anger ones that get there. They're a little muddy. If you ever see anger energy clairvoyantly in street red, it's not, you want to have, but you want to have some power in what you're thinking. So when you're creating, you got to know that the force, whether you call it God or any other name, is there for you. It will work for you. And the other element of that, which is often misunderstood, there is no judgment. God does not have judgment, just wants what you want. Sometimes I'm sure the energy goes, what are they doing? But they're there, that energy there only wants the best for you. So how does it know what is you want? By how you think and the energy you put behind that thought. So if you get upset about something and are really angry about it, that's a lot of energy that's going out to the thought that you don't really want. So it's like you learn how to take the energy and put it to what you want. And that's how miracles occur. And I know I got caught up talking about some of the miracles I had experienced at one time in my life when I was at a dead end and everything began to happen. And that's listening to what somebody says. That is learning how to say yes to things that you may be not sure of. That is by being open to what the universe is bringing you. And even though you may contemplate it, it's like being open to the word, yeah, saying yes. What do you say yes to? Do you say yes to what you love? Do you say yes to things that you want? Do you allow them in, even though it's coming from an unusual place and those kind of directions? There's so many different things in so many different ways. I'm sitting here and all of a sudden I realize I never turned my TV on, and that's why off, and that's why there's a reflection in the picture behind me. But I'm all of a sudden hearing the music. I listen to soft jazz. So anyway, sorry about that. I usually take care of all the details, but I've got to call poor me, so my brain isn't quite functioning. And that is another thing to remember. How are you physically? How are you being? And I'm going to read this card again because sometimes we just overlook things because it's very important. And that's why I was so pleased that it came up because that little box of mine holds a lot of cards in there. How would you feel if you really knew deep, deep in your heart that it's all okay, that it's all working out, and that God is always with you? And that's what we forget, that energy is with us all the time, no matter what's going on, wherever we're heading, wherever we're going, what's taking place, what's going on. It's always there. And then that brings about this content, contentment, everything there, our economics, our emotion, her clothes are clothed with Venus signs, which is love. Everything is balanced. Everything that we require, want, and need is right there. And so that concludes my Sunday thought. And in doing that, I want to say good morning to Yvonne and thank you for watching and thank you for deciding that you're here. Appreciate that. I really wish everybody a great day. I'm trusting my cold's feeling much better today than it has the last couple of days. And well, I'll go on from there. And I will see you on Monday night, which is, would you believe it's March the 2nd? I can't believe it's March already. But anyway, it is. And for mental mind treatments. And trustingly, my cold will be even better. And I'm pretty good at cleaning them up pretty fast once they've exploded themselves or explained themselves to me. And I wish you well. Blessings to everybody. So bye for now.